Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Dad's Gone Crypto. Today, we're tackling a breaking news story: how a simple software update brought about a major outage to Microsoft users earlier today, causing widespread chaos and impacting businesses around the world. And we're going to take a look at how blockchain technology could have potentially prevented a whole lot of chaos today. So, it all started with a seemingly routine software update from Microsoft. Now, many businesses rely on Microsoft 365, which is a suite of applications including email, cloud storage, productivity tools like Word and Excel. Now, imagine a glitch in the system that secures all of these applications. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened today. Microsoft uses CrowdStrike's Falcon sensor, a security software component to protect its systems, but a faulty update within Falcon sensor caused a domino effect, knocking out Microsoft 365 and in some cases the entire Microsoft operating system, causing the dreaded blue screen of death for many businesses in the world that depend on it. The consequences of this were far-reaching. Flights were grounded as airline systems sputtered. Imagine the frustration of travelers stuck at the airport due to a security software glitch. I know people that are trying to fly out. So many flights are canceled today. I know people that are actually stuck and, we're trying to get home today. It's a huge deal. Unfortunately, it wasn't only airports either. Hospitals, businesses, pretty much everybody that relies on Microsoft for business was potential to have some major issues today. A lot of hospitals were impacted. We're hearing about emergency services that were disrupted. And the financial sector wasn't spared either. The London Stock Exchange reported technical issues, delayed trades. It caused a ton of anxiety for investors this morning. Banks in several countries, including in the US, India, Australia, faced major problems. It caused delays in critical financial transactions. It impacted everything from everyday banking to international trade. There's a lot of reports out there that indicate that some banks experienced issues with authentication systems, and it prevented customers from accessing their online accounts and making transactions. I mean, imagine that. That's pretty scary. You log in, you got to get some bills paid today, and whatever it is you're trying to do, and all of a sudden you can't log in, you can't make transactions. Yes, this was taken care of pretty quickly, but at the same time, that's a scary thought. There was trouble with internal systems for processing payments and transfers. Again, imagine you go to swipe your credit card and hey, system's down. You can't get what you need today if you don't have cash. So that's a pretty good argument in my mind for making sure you always have some cash on you and don't rely on these digital systems anymore. But the full extent of the financial disruption, it's still being assessed. But at the very least, this caused huge frustrations for quite a few hours this morning. And like I said, I know a lot of people are still having issues right now. A lot of companies, if they got that blue screen of death, that wasn't just a simple fix on the software side. They literally had to have, IT people come in and make repairs to the firmware right there on their servers. So big issues. So this outage, it highlights a major concern. And that concern is the risk with centralized systems. It's like putting all your eggs in one basket. That basket tips over, crack, they're all broken. And when the basket, or in this case, a combination of Microsoft and CrowdStrike software malfunctions, everything grinds to a halt. But fear not, tech enthusiasts. This also opens the door to exploring decentralized solutions. So let's talk about how technologies like Bitcoin, blockchain, and DePin, or decentralized physical infrastructure networks, might offer a more resilient alternative. Imagine a cloud-based security system that's not controlled by one company, but distributed across a network of independent computers around the world. That's the core concept of decentralization. Think about it like having your eggs spread across baskets all over the world. Even if one basket tips over, well, most of your eggs remain safe. So, here's a breakdown of how decentralized systems work. First is a decentralized ledger. In a decentralized system, a digital record of transactions or data, called a ledger, is not stored on a single server. Instead, it's replicated and maintained across all the computers on the network, and this eliminates a single point of failure. So if you think about Bitcoin, for instance, as a distributed ledger, there's millions and millions of computers around the world that all have the Bitcoin blockchain on them, which eliminates that single point of failure and makes the Bitcoin blockchain very resilient to any type of attacks, because there isn't just one point of failure that could cause the system to come down. Now, next is peer-to-peer communication. Computers in the network communicate directly with each other without the need for a central authority. Now, this ensures faster processing and eliminates the risk of central server being compromised. So again, there's not that one point of failure. Computers all over the world communicating with each other peer-to-peer rather than through a central server. And then the third is kind of how all this comes together, and that's in consensus mechanisms. To ensure everyone in the network agrees on the state of the ledger, decentralized systems rely on consensus mechanisms. They're like voting protocols where computers in the network come to an agreement on the validity of the transactions or data. So again, it takes a multitude of computers, a multitude of users to put consensus on the network and show that a transaction is real. So thinking about how decentralized systems work and how Bitcoin blockchain, how DePin, how all this kind of comes together, let's think about if we could apply that to a decentralized security network, for instance. So enter DePin, that concept of decentralized physical infrastructure networks. DePin leverages blockchain to distribute control and ownership that's not reliant on a single company or server. Here's how DePin could be different than the current systems. Think about distributed security. So imagine a network where individuals and companies contribute their computing power or storage space to create a decentralized security infrastructure. This shared network could be used to detect and prevent cyber attacks. Now, this sounds great, but why would people and companies out there be willing to contribute their computing power, you might ask? Well, that brings us to incentivized participation. DePin incentivizes participation by rewarding individuals and companies with cryptocurrency for contributing resources to the network. So basically, a user is willing to contribute to the network because they're being paid to do so. So now that we've built this distributed network and we've got people being incentivized to run this network on their own machines, how does it really help? Well, if you think about it, it really exponentially increases the resilience of the network. With security measures spread across a vast network, DePin could be more resistant to outages or targeted attacks. If one part of the network is compromised, the rest can still function. So with all this in mind, you might ask yourself, could DePin have prevented today's outage? Well, it's hard to say for certain. I mean, DePin is still under development. However, a decentralized security network might have offered some advantages, like reduced reliance on single points of failure. If Microsoft security wasn't solely reliant on CrowdStrike's Falcon sensor, a malfunction within that software might not have caused such a widespread outage. DePin could distribute security tasks across the network, making it less susceptible to single points of failure. Another huge advantage is distributed monitoring. A decentralized network could continuously monitor for security threats across a broader range of systems. This might have helped detect the glitch in Falcon sensor way before it caused a cascade of issues. So in my mind, yes, I think a distributed security system would be absolutely amazing. I don't know if there's any DePin systems out there in development that are trying to develop this type of thing yet. Like I said, they're in development of in a whole lot of different industries right now. Hopefully there are some out there that are looking to secure networks, and maybe we'll see some of this someday. Decentralized security offers a lot of exciting possibilities, but there's also challenges to consider. There's scalability and performance challenges. DePin, it's a new concept, and it's unclear how well it would scale to handle, the security needs of large organizations. I think it wouldn't be a problem once it has mass adoption, but in the beginning stages, it could be an issue. Additionally, the complex communication within a decentralized network could introduce latency issues compared to centralized systems. Again, under development, and these are, the type of issues that are being worked out currently with DePin systems. Another issue to think about when we talk about mass adoption would be user friendliness. Currently, managing and using decentralized systems can be pretty complex, a lot more complex than, traditional centralized solutions. DePin needs to be more user friendly and accessible for a wider range of users to gain mainstream adoption. However, I know there are quite a few DePin projects out there that are making it pretty user friendly. So I think in the near future we're going to see mainstream adoption of this type of tech. So are decentralized systems the future of cybersecurity? I hope so. The Microsoft outage triggered by the CrowdStrike update, it shows that centralized systems have vulnerabilities. And I think we could look at this as a wake-up call. We need robust, resilient security systems. Decentralized solutions offer a more resilient approach, and they are evolving fast. As technology advances, I think we're going to see a shift towards a more secure and distributed security landscape, leveraging the strengths of both centralized and decentralized systems. So that's it for today, guys. I just wanted to do a quick episode, talk about what happened with Microsoft, and just kind of, relay that into the fact that decentralized systems, this blockchain tech that we are all so involved with, and that we love so much here in the crypto sphere, I think it can really have a huge impact on the real world. Real world security, real world finances. I think blockchain technology and DePin technology is truly the future. So stay tuned. We're going to explore more DePin and decentralized solutions in future episodes. Don't forget, let me know your thoughts and comments below. Did you guys experience any disruptions today? Do you have any stories to share about, your experiences with the day and what happened with Microsoft? If so, leave some comments below or join our Telegram, and let's get in there and have a discussion about how blockchain and DePin can help us build a more secure future. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you next time. The material and information presented in this recording are for entertainment purposes only. Do not misconstrue what you hear as investment or trading advice. Always do your own research. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the guests on this recording are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of Dad's Gone Crypto or its hosts.